Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Daniela. During this module, we will discuss boundaries. You can have the best possible diet, sleep, exercise, and meditation routine. But if there's someone in your life continually draining the sunlight out of you, you will never be in optimal health. I would like to encourage you to be the CEO of your own life. We become like the 5 people with whom we spend the most time. So pause here and think about the past month. Who are the 5 people with whom you have spent the most time? Reflect a bit. Which of them build you? And who drains your energy? Being part of a community gives us purpose. It nurtures us and it helps to give meaning to life. Being compassionate has health benefits. However, the mere fact that you have enrolled in this course most likely points to the fact that you do not have enough support from your community, or that you give more than you get to those around you. Caregiver fatigue is increasingly common. Many of our clients are part of a sandwich generation where they have aging parents to look after as well as children that they have to look after, while in between we're trying to work ourselves, trying to make a living, working on our own career. Working through this online course, some of our past clients have felt the need to change their work. You might ask to be in a different team or a different department, or even try to find another company that allow you better work-life balance. The strategies we have discussed so far are excellent to make you strong, healthy, and resilient. However, if your work culture is such that you need to respond to emails and answer your phone 24/7, respond to text messages, be on the go, and you can't set boundaries at work, you might need to reconsider your day job. Even more importantly, we need to assess our boundaries at home. Who nourishes you and who drains your energy? It is essential to first identify for yourself what and who drains your energy and what fuels you. There is a saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. As a mom, you need to have your cup full when you're caring for young children. We live more abundantly by helping others. And I've found with all the women who have come to me with burnout over the years, that an integral component of that is because they were giving too much of themselves for others, pouring out much quicker than they could refill their own cups. It is good to notice that if you have a spouse or elderly parents or maybe a toxic friend that drains you in such a way that you don't have enough energy left to pour into the lives of your children. So to be cognizant and attentive and to be aware of what's happening. There are excellent books on boundaries. It's very tough to set boundaries with narcissistic people in your life. So I would quickly like to touch on it. I hope you don't have anyone with narcissism in your life. If you do, it is essential to go and see a counselor. But I quickly want to explain something that we have used quite successfully. And we call that the gray rock method. You can Google it. It's a very common tool to use. It's beneficial when you're dealing with difficult people. This method stems from the notion that narcissistic people enjoy attention and drama, but they will leave you alone when you become dull and boring like a grey rock. If you have people in your life that are sucking the life out of you, I recommend, first of all, go and see a counselor. If you are in an abusive relationship, you should stop here. You should stop listening right away, and you must get help right away. This course is not going to take you out of that abusive relationship. It is really best to avoid these people entirely. The technique I'm going to discuss, you should also not practice on loved ones. That's called being passive aggressive. It's not good. You should never do it to your children. However, there are situations where you can't really cut narcissistic people out of your life or toxic people out of your life. That's maybe when you have an ex-spouse and you're still sharing custody of your children, or you have a narcissistic mother and you've already minimized contact with her, you have firm boundaries, but you know you're going to face her at your sister's wedding. So then comes into play the grey rock method. There has been widely written about the subject, so I really encourage you to do a Google search and to empower yourself with information. And it's best to see a counselor. But read up. There has been widely written about this subject. So do your quick Google search, empower yourself, get more information, go and see a counselor to help you identify, is this person really a narcissist? And if the grey rock method would work well in your specific individual situation. When you are ready to start, it is critical not to mention that you will be doing this to the toxic person in your life. If they know what you're up to, it will defeat the whole purpose. Narcissistic people love drama. If you become very boring, very dull, like a grey, dull rock to them, they will get bored with you and they will move on to other people more exciting. Try to avoid all discussion with these people. When you have to discuss something, use minimal words. Don't tell stories. Don't add emotions. Make it appear as if you have just a big vault in your boring brain. Toxic people thrive on chaos and roller coaster emotions. Don't feed this. Minimize your interactions with them. Avoid accusations. Avoid anger. Avoid tantrums. Don't try to defend yourself, as this will fuel the fire. Shorten the conversation. Stay away from interesting subjects. Don't ask questions. Don't share any personal information. If you have to talk about something, talk about the weather. That narcissistic coworker might initially escalate their behavior to get some attention. Just be consistent. Be boring. Avoid eye contact. Fiddle with your phone.